What if you could drive thousands of customers to your Amazon listing completely for free? And also, once you've got them driven to your Amazon listing, you'll now also have a way that you can remarket to them directly without leaving the Amazon platform. If this sounds interesting to you, listen up. Hi, my name is Aaron Farrell with Sellers Arena, and on today's video, we're going to be talking about the Amazon post feature and how you can leverage it for your brand on Amazon in order to start developing an audience and being able to drive a ton of traffic for completely free. Stay tuned. Alright, so basically all you need to do in order to get access to this particular post page is to go in and essentially go to post.amazon.com and basically it will direct you to this page. Once you're here, you'll actually be able to see up top here how many followers. So for this particular brand, they've got 522 followers, and essentially these are the different posts that are loading with the different statistics, almost like on the advertising console when you're looking at it. This is actually can be accessed from the advertising console too, but if you just go to post.amazon.com, it's going to go to this directly for you and make it a little bit easier. But essentially then you have the option to take a look. It defaults to the last 90 days in terms of the overall statistics for 90 days on the chart, and same with the reporting dates here. But I'm going to switch it over to, like, let's say the last 30 days. Then we've got a little bit more of a condensed chart here. So essentially, if we look at it here, we're seeing that this top line is the initial reach. So basically what this is saying is that there's 1,585 unique people that were actually reached by this particular day, by this particular post, or the posts that were on that day. And then out of that, there was 36 engagements, meaning that they saw the actual post, they're following your brand, or they saw the post and they clicked on it within your brand feed, essentially, which you can click up here to go to see the view brand feed. And once you've done that, you'll be able to see exactly what these live posts look like. But out of those 36 engagements, meaning that they clicked on the post or they clicked into the post in some fashion or form, basically 6 product clicks. So when actually posting up about the product, there's about 6 clicks into the product, and yeah, it just charts out basically that over time. But you can see right here, I mean, essentially viewable impressions says number of times at least 50% of the post was on the screen for 1 second or longer. There was 15,579 viewable impressions in just a single month. And as of right now, this is almost like a beta feature, so they're not charging any additional money for it. So how it works is it's almost kind of like a Instagram or Facebook feed you could think about, and we can actually see the specific post as well down here. So basically gonna look at this one that was posted up on February 5th, 2022. You can see this post status is live, and then you've got an image and then a caption, but then you can select the number of products that they're going to be able to see from that post, and then we can see specifically for that post that you're making on that day. Like you can see there's actually several on 205 that were posted here. So but we can actually look at the viewable impressions, and if you scroll over again, that's just the number of times that at least 50% of the post was viewed for 1 second or longer. And then we can see the individual engagements, how many times people clicked on it, number of times customers clicked on the post. Then we've got engagement rate, so it's just taking that number of engagements divided by the impressions, viewable impressions. And then we've got click to store, so the number of times they click into your actual store page, and then clicks to follow. This is important metrics. So basically after you do the post, people can choose to follow your brand on Amazon directly, and if they do that, that, then now all of a sudden they're within this audience that you're going to be able to communicate with directly inside of Seller Central. So keep that in mind as you're looking at this. And then we've got clicks to detail page. So if they're actually clicking in from your store, they're actually going into a particular product and potentially making a purchase. Unfortunately, as of right now, this data doesn't show whether or not they made a purchase from it, but you can just kind of look at these numbers essentially just in a single day on 205 when this post was made, or several of these posts actually were made. You can see this one had the highest engagement rate here at 15%, but way less impressions. So, I mean, you've got 3,000 here, over 2,000 here. So that's essentially 767 there. So that's essentially altogether probably about 6,000 impressions of people actually seeing your product. And then not to mention all these people that went over to your store, and these are free clicks. So it's like if you're running paid ads, you're paying every time someone clicks into your store, clicks into your product, but in this particular case, it's absolutely free. So it's an incredible opportunity right now, and just wanted to record a little bit about it. So the next thing I want to show you as well is like if you were in this page, how you can go about creating a post. So you just hit that create post. You've got a see post creative tips here that you can click on. Oops. And it will give you some examples of do's and don'ts. So you've got a don't add an image on a white background, which is actually like completely contrary to what we're told in terms of the Amazon main product image. So it's really, you need to look at it more so like a social media platform like Instagram or TikTok or something like that, where you're trying to grab the attention of the customer. So as you can see right here, the do's are, setting or showing your product in a realistic setting and, having a little bit of a blurb here. The next thing is that you don't want a collage of images as it says here, because that could be confusing. As it says, could take longer to understand, so it could be ignored. And these are just like guidelines, best practices really for any social media. But you can see this nice follow button right here on the brand. So as people are seeing this in the feed, they're actually able to follow your brand. And then next here, don't add excessive text or icons. So you can see, especially in a smaller format, this is very difficult to read, and it's kind of just all over the place. And then there's also don't add misleading buttons. So it says click here, or it says show products. Now this is actually kind of a good idea in terms of what they were going after, but when they're actually clicking there, it's not going to actually open up properly. So they're saying you need to really, in order to stay within what their recommended guidelines are, you really need to just leave their ability to, or their button right here, which says show products. It's not honestly the best. That's neither here nor there. I mean, this is a beta feature, so I'm sure they'll improve it later on. But then, don't add extra space around the image. Don't stretch or make the image blurry. Pretty obvious there. Don't have a product title used as a caption. So actually putting in the caption underneath the image, the title of the product is a no-no there. And it says basically use this to tell a story about the product just like you would in any other social media platform. And then you can see where will this post be shown. So basically they're adding it into product detail pages currently. So essentially, like as people are scrolling through your competitors or any relevant product, as it says, they're essentially seeing your ad, almost like the sponsored products or the product targeting ads. So it's insane. You're like literally getting free advertisement on someone else's listing and hijacking their listing without it costing you a dime. So the other thing, post feeds, says when a post or one of its product categories is tapped, relevant posts are shown in the feed. So related posts basically based on if they clicked into another post. And then they've got a brand feed. It says when the brand logo in a post header is tapped, all the brand's posts will show in the feed. So we'll go to the particular their store or source page and their brand feed, and then you can actually, or they'll be able to see all of your posts that you make. So next, how do you go about creating this? Essentially, you're going to follow these image specs, which it's got an image size of 640 by 320 pixels or larger, aspect ratio, color format, so on and so forth. You can upload an image, which is going to show right here. Then you've got your caption, which is going to show right here. And then you've got your different products. So essentially, you can add up 10 ASINs, as it mentions here, for your brand. And then last but not least, you can go ahead and schedule a post and submit for Amazon's review. So it does need to be reviewed by Amazon. So you can't really try to game the system, so to speak. A lot of times people try to do that, but they're actually going through a review process as of right now. But once it goes live, now all of a sudden, or you're going to start to see like a bunch of essentially free traffic and free visitors to your product page from all of these posts and where they're being shown, as I was mentioning earlier with the where will my posts be shown. And next, I'm going to hop into the back end of Seller Central and essentially just go in and show you where you can gain access once you do have followers for your brand, to be able to send them out a message, be able to let them know when there's new promotions, things of that nature. All right, so now we're in Seller Central. As you can see, beta all over the place, telling you this is a beta tool, so they're still developing it, still working on it. But essentially, in order to get to this screen, you go to brands, and then you go down to the customer engagement, and then once you're there, you're going to get to this screen. And inside of here, now we've got an option right here to create a campaign. And if you need to learn more, watch the training video specifically, you can go and do that here. But essentially, you just create a campaign. You would select the brand, hit create campaign. You can enter your ASIN. You've got different options in terms of your themes that you can set up. Like if you have a specific event, you can set that up here. And then we've got a option to select your ASIN that you want in order to send this email out, and then you can submit those. Choose up to 4 supporting products to add into the campaign, so you can do up to 4. And then you're going to set an active date, so you can set which week or what delivery you want ahead of time. So right now it's March 23rd, so like week 1 they're saying is between April 4th and April 8th. Week 2 is April 11th through the 15th, so on and so forth. And then you've got an email subject line. Unfortunately, you're not able to really specify directly the subject line. You've kind of got to use what they've got, but you can essentially select these templates under either new product launch. If you're launching up a new product on your catalog, you can do a featured product as well. And there's several different email subjects that you can use. And then it will add your brand at the very end of the subject line, essentially, or in this case, at the very beginning before the product spotlight and then the customer's name that actually subscribed. But then next you've got something which is the section header. So again, you've got like new product launch, you've got featured products as well. So those are pretty much like templates you can select, and then you can upload your brand logo with these specific dimensions. You can set either a dark or a light background. They'll put your logo there, and then you can have a campaign. And then after that, you could just hit preview email as an example. Actually, I don't have anything filled out right here, so it's not going to show me. But basically, we would just need to hit start campaign after that, after we've selected all of these. And it's going to go in and take all of those followers. So if you remember before, for this particular brand, they had about 532 followers. So as of right now, that means that essentially, just like if we had them on an email list, we could send them these direct emails straight from Amazon, which definitely can be highly effective because you're not sending it from some third party. This is coming directly from Amazon, so it's way more likely to hit their mailbox. They're way more likely to know, like, and trust Amazon already, so better results in that regard. So really, this is just something you need to think about for long-term brand building, and this is a free feature right now, but chances are, if we know Amazon and how they end up being, a lot of times they'll start start something off for completely free like they did with Vine and then eventually charge you to access this. But even if they charged you, honestly, I think if you can build up a solid foundation, it wouldn't make sense not to go ahead and use this, even if you did have to pay for it, which currently do not. Hopefully this has kind of given you some insight on the Amazon post and how this essentially works, and it's got your mind turning in terms of how you can implement this within your own business on Amazon. So if you've got some value of this particular video, I'd appreciate a like. Go ahead and subscribe to our channel and hit that notification bell so that way you can be notified every time we drop new content, and I'll see you on the next one.